And now for our feature presentation.
Usually I review movies as soon as they come out. Why has it taken me so long to review these two new movies? I've just been busy with a little indie game that I am loving every minute of. Anyways, these two films are not being reviewed in one video because they are connected to each other, but because of the actors who star in them. Charlie Day has made his first movie called Fool's Paradise, and Glenn Howerton stars in Blackberry. Both of these actors are in one of my favorite shows of all time, Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh shit. Look at that door, dude. See that door right there? One marked pirate. You think a pirate lives in there?
I see a door marked private. Is that the door you're talking about?
No, I was talking.
Yep.
I didn't say.
No,
did you? What did you hear?
If you jabronis haven't touched this show, then you're missing out. Let's start with Blackberry.
I don't have online though.
What does that mean? You don't have online?
No.
What the hell does that mean? You can just go on your phone and do it on your phone.
My phone it's so old.
Oh my God, that phone is preposterous. How long have you had that?
90.
90!
Raise your hands if you have a Blackberry. Okay, I said if you had one, not your grandparents. The reason is Blackberries are completely extinct. They are like the landline phone, fossilized and forgotten by time. But back in the day, Blackberries were the #1 phone in the world. This movie tells the story of the rise of the Blackberry and how it fell in 2007 when the iPhone was born. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. This was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not a huge fan of biopics. In fact, I didn't even watch Air because I was too busy with Shazam, a movie that bombed so bad that the theater gave away a free popcorn bucket to me. I didn't even see the Tetris movie because I was too hyped for the Mario movie. But my favorite biopic about technology is probably The Social Network. It's a story that flows with ease and truly shows how far successes in building a world-changing service can break off relationships with people. Blackberry reminded me a lot of that and my feelings I had for The Social Network. This is a biopic that is constantly entertaining and the dark comedy elements elevate this film in higher quality. Movies about a product can either be more boring than watching paint dry or entertaining all throughout, and I'm so happy this movie was the latter. I knew about the world's first smartphone, but I never knew the story behind it all. All I know is it disappeared off the earth suddenly. The story it tells in the aspects of the rise and fall of the Blackberry is executed greatly. The story is about Mike Lazaridis and his friend Doug. They have an idea for a new phone and have a group of friends who work with them. They're all close and watch movies occasionally every Monday. Things get serious when Jim Ballsy steps in and starts turning the group into a company to create the Blackberry phone. It skyrockets in popularity, and the rest of the story is about the rise and fall. There's 3 aspects that are my favorite about this film. Glenn Howerton as Jim Ballsy is a powerhouse, and if he doesn't get nominated for any awards, I will riot.
You know, maybe just hold off selling more phones.
I'm not.
Everyone in Always Sunny plays their parts to perfection. You even got the legend Danny DeVito in there. Out of all 5 main characters, Dennis is the most complex, and Glenn Howerton's acting performance is incredible in the show. Every singular second, he encapsulates the most complex character out of the bunch. Glenn Howerton steals the show in every scene he is in this film. He takes over these playful nerds in this movie and shows that his rage has no bounds.
I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
He is extremely sly, cunning, rageful. Even his slight glances of disappointment or impatience when someone annoys him is enough to get anyone invested in any scene he is in. Every singular trait that this character has as the supposed villain of the story is flawlessly portrayed by Glenn Howerton. Without a doubt, it's the best performance of any film I've seen so far this year. The other aspect I love is how the company slowly gets more serious. The beginning and middle of the movie is hilarious with the nerds goofing off throughout, but once the company starts selling more phones, the movie's tone shifts and is brilliantly executed. The characters all start working more and their personalities change over time, especially Mike. It can be hard to shift tones throughout a movie, but Blackberry does this with no problems or defects. The final thing I love is kinda personal. If you go in knowing nothing about this phone story, then this movie will absolutely work. And I think that's why I really enjoyed this film a lot. Blackberry is a triumphant film about the world's first smartphone, with knockout performances and it's constantly entertaining. It's so far my favorite film of the year.
This is hard. I mean, because I want the movie to be big, right? You know? And like a box office smash, and we want to put like a lot of meat in the seats. You know?
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking, dude? You know what I'm thinking? Something that's happening in Hollywood that's like pretty cool. They take an underrated actor, right, whose career's in a slump, and then they make him a star again.
Oh, that is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so.
Fool's Paradise is a satirical comedy following a down-on-his-luck publicist who gets his lucky break when he discovers a man who he names Latte Pronto, recently released from a mental health facility, and he looks just like a method actor who refuses to leave his trailer. Throughout the movie, Latte and the publicist find out that fame and fortune are not all what they are cracked up to be, and the two men must fight their way back to the things that matter the most. Charlie Day is hilarious, and he definitely shows his comedic chops in this, playing a man who never talks throughout the movie's runtime. This gives way for physical comedy that's just more than slapstick. His reactions and facial expressions push his limit as an actor who is usually just used to saying silly nonsense in other projects.
Charlie, that sign does not say course.
Eh?
Come
God
outside,
damn it.
come outside. It's closed. It says closed, Charlie.
Okay. Yeah, right, I can see that now, but, you know, you can't really read it from the inside.
You can't read it from the outside.
He shines in this movie and is the best part of the whole thing. Just watching him go through scene to scene as he advances through and falls out of Hollywood as he doesn't know what the hell is going on is hysterical in many places. I can't say the same about Ken's character. He's honestly really annoying. I know it's because his character is constantly on energy drinks, but it becomes really grating really fast.
You just said tomorrow, but enough is enough, buddy. Gosh, you gotta be on set in 2 hours. You're gonna be exhausted. I mean, I like a good walk as much as anybody, but let's not make a habit out of this.
It sucks because the second and final act of the movie really relies on the friendship between the two, and Ken Jeong's character really brings it down. Speaking of which, that third act really drags the movie's quality. It felt like Charlie knew what ending he wanted but didn't know how to get there, so the movie starts to run out of steam noticeably in the final 30 minutes. The movie is a big satire on Hollywood, from jabbing at method acting to other things, but it doesn't have any new ideas when it approaches this satire. It's like a South Park episode that's extremely mediocre when it comes to this subject matter. So, basically, a season 21 episode of South Park. The movie is a comedy, and I did chuckle throughout, but it's mostly because of Charlie Day. You can see he is extremely passionate about this movie. More power to him for it. His character is charming, and every time he was in a new scenario with these wacky characters that made him look like the straight man is where the movie truly gets good and improves in quality. As an Always Sunny fan, it's nice he gave some of his buddies some roles in this film. It was really sweet to see them. But other than that, the satire doesn't really bite with this movie, and there's not a lot to say about it. It just goes through the motions until it ends. There are some funny moments from Charlie, but other than that, Charlie Day carries Fool's Paradise from being a bad movie to just an okay movie.
What else here? Try a spin kick. Try a spin kick.
Spin kick?
Yeah. You think you can do it?
Sure. Okay. Sons of... Alright, I'm gonna kick. You ran.
Go.
Nice. Good.
How is that working? No, I don't know.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Alright, we're gonna do that some more, but let's get some more of that rich beer.